So here we go again. Welcome to the BBI studio here at InstallerSHOW 2025. As you know, we are filming live from the studio on a variety of subjects that are close to our hearts here at the British Institute of KBB Installation. Today, my guest is Rachel, and you are from Häfele, one of our nearest and dearest corporate sponsors with many, many years of relationship and support for installation. So thank you for that, first of all. But we're going to go over the topic of making life easier for installers, essentially, and what businesses like yourselves are doing about it, why you're here and how that's kind of working and panning out for you. So, yeah, Rachel, welcome. How are you finding it so far?
Yeah, great. The show is amazing.
Good.
There's lots going on, lots of footfall, and some great conversations with installers as we're going around as well. So
very good.
It's a very different year for us. We don't have a stand, but we're integrating with yourselves, with the house as well.
That's a good point. So tell us what you're doing over there at the house. That's really interesting.
So our product is included within the house itself. So this is a project that they are hoping to move on from the show and actually put into situ. And we have our brand new Häfele Utensilio product in there, which is our new own brand storage and bins range.
Superb.
Which is a fantastic product, certainly for the installer. We've developed it with the installer in mind.
Yeah. And that's not new news, is it? I mean, you've been doing quite a lot in terms of the installer and bringing those, you know, very much thinking about the installer as part of your innovation, haven't you? So it's not new for Häfele, which is, for us, one of the real key reasons why we work with you guys.
Yeah, so product innovation is really important for us. Yeah. And we manufacture our own products, which is something people don't always know about Häfele. So we want to innovate product in the industry that is easy to fit for the installers, but also has benefits for the whole supply chain. Yeah. So we work with kitchen manufacturers, we work with kitchen, bedroom, bathroom studios, and we work with the installers. Yeah. So we have that wealth of knowledge across the whole supply chain, understanding the pain points, understanding what really adds benefit to them day in, day out, and what they do. Yeah. So certainly for the installer, and with Utensilio, for example, we've really looked at what are the pain points, how do we make this easy, quick to fit, with as least tools as possible as well.
Sure. Yeah. Well, why are you interested in that? Let's be honest with you, you could be a manufacturer that just produces products and flies them out the door, move on to the next set of products. Why does the role and the I guess the experience of the installer, why is that so important to a manufacturer? Why should it be?
Well, I think there's two key challenges for installers at the moment. Time, you know, we're all time poor individuals. Yeah. We all want things very quick, very fast. And the expectation with things like Amazon, if I order it today, I want it tomorrow.
Want it yesterday.
Or in an hour's time. Yeah. Exactly.
Very true, yeah.
So, you know, time is a real big thing for all of us in our day-to-day, but certainly for people running small businesses as well. Time is their business. Yeah, yeah. Then it's expectation, and predominantly customer expectation as well.
Changing massively, isn't it, now? You know, customers, we've heard this so many times in the studio over the last couple of days, that the consumer expectation is really driving basically what we do as an industry. So how are you approaching that and answering that question in terms of expectation?
Well, our customers now are exposed to so much. Instagram, TikTok, you know, things that used to be very inaccessible are now very inaccessible. So not only looking at the core bones of a kitchen, so drawers, hinges, cupboards, but also all those other things that they're starting to see, like lighting. How do we get the lighting and the drama within the kitchen, the things that make them the kitchen stand out from other things that they might have from their friends or family, and make it a real talking point.
Yeah.
The kitchen's an entertaining space.
Yeah,
so,
that's a good point, because it's changed. It used to be a place where you used to cook, right? It's not anymore, and I think the manufacturers have got to kind of meet that expectation. That's a really good point. So what are the products that are being introduced then specifically around that? So talk us through some of the stuff that's either coming or that's currently available.
So I'll go back to lighting.
Yeah.
So our own brand, Häfele Lux Lighting. We have a vast range of different drivers, switches, but also strip lights or spotlights, whatever's needed to create that ambient lighting or work lighting. And also building that service around it. So having cut to length lighting that we can deliver to the installer.
Yeah.
So basically, they just need to screw it to the cabinet
Plug and play.
Plug and play. Yeah, exactly. So lighting's a real key one for us.
Yep.
We've also going away from the surface level stuff. Things like our own brand plinth foot, so Axillo, where the innovation behind it has allowed us to create a tool that means the installer doesn't need to go under the cabinet.
That is a cracking tool, I have to say. We often get feedback, and when that was introduced, and we introduced it to our members, the feedback was phenomenal, and it was about saving time, saving backs.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. But that's that cracking innovation.
Yeah, and we developed that with the installer in mind.
Yeah.
So making sure that we've got their opinions, we understand their pain points, and back pain. It is a pain point for everybody.
It is. Yeah, we're all getting older. I mean, even research suggests that that actually the majority of our workforce are aging now. So these are things that need to be considered seriously, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got that balance as well between your aging workforce and your younger workforce as well. And at the younger end, we've got a skills shortage. So how can we, as a big player in the market, support all through that life cycle of installers?
Yeah.
So, bringing on board apprenticeships and supporting apprenticeships to bring that new skills, new generation of installers through, and give them the skills to be able to compete with the time and the expectation challenges that they'll have, probably more so in the future as well.
Agreed, yeah.
So being able to develop solutions through technology as well. So our online store, making ordering quick and easy for our customers, being able to manage their accounts, but also having configurators, so you can configure a product into the way you need it for on-site. So when you're on-site, you just fit it. Yeah. You don't have to cut things and screw things together. Yeah. You can just get on with what's in hand.
I think it's really important. I mean, one of the sort of key drivers for in my sort of opinion, for manufacturers to really keep the installer in mind is that, again, we know through research that the installer is driving a lot of these conversations in terms of the sales process for consumers. And it's all very well manufacturers being out there producing great stuff in their own mind, but if the installer doesn't buy into it for whatever reason, they can easily talk the customer out of buying it and going with what they already know. So I think it is important that, that manufacturers continue to think about the installer and how they can make life easier for them, essentially.
Yeah, completely agree.
So what's next for Häfele then? What are we likely to see over the next 12 months? This is what we really want to know. What's coming up?
Well, we've done a lot already this year.
Yeah, we've covered some ground, it's fair to say.
We have indeed, and like you say, at the heart of that, our product and our service. Yeah. So introducing new innovative products, but also services that just make everything easier, quicker for all of our customer base, not just the installers, but all the way through that supply chain. Yeah. We've done a lot already this year. We've got a lot of things coming as well. And certainly moving into 2026, we would like to be able to give you a lot more in-depth feedback on that.
Oh, well, we'll take it. Absolutely. And we're patient. We're absolutely patient on this sort of stuff. Quick question for me then, or for you, sorry, from me as as the guy that's responsible for the institute, is that clearly you are listening to what installers want, and your innovation is being born off the back of that. What do you need from us? What can we be doing to help you to develop products and services with the installer in mind?
I think that's the open conversation.
Yeah.
And you've got a great base of installers. Having more people involved in that is always going to be a benefit.
Yeah.
So we get more voices, we hear more of the reality behind the installer.
Sure.
So getting people to sign up for Big B, moving forward. And keeping that and maintaining that open conversation between us, allowing us access to your fantastic database of installers.
And you know what, it's important that when we work with our corporates, I think it's fair to say that a lot of the installers that we work with, some of the feedback that we get is they don't really understand the relationship and why we put so much effort into building our corporate sponsorship base. Some installers may feel that this is for us, why are you talking to them type of conversation, but our view is really quite simple, and I think you've articulated it really, really well today, is that by having that connection and working together, especially with the manufacturers that are responsible for producing the stuff that these guys are going to physically be fitting, I think is so crucial for their business. And this is a really good example. A manufacturer that wants to listen and wants to innovate on the back of that feedback is, should be music to their ears, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think not just the installer, but also, some of these guys behind me are our competitors.
Yeah.
But actually, we are the voices of the industry, and if we want the industry to grow, I
agree.
It's very important for us to work together and make sure we're pushing the industry in the right way.
Well, you've shown that. I have to say, there are lots of manufacturers in this industry. There are so many manufacturers in this industry, but not all contribute to the levels that you do. And I have to say, they do need to sit up and sort of listen to people like yourself who are kind of driving the conversation and essentially putting their money where their mouth is in terms of supporting installations and everything with it. So I'll be cheeky now and I'll ask the question of you. What would you say, in the interest of the industry being healthy, it's in all of our interests, right? What would you say to other manufacturers that are out there, competitors or not, around their support of installations? What should they be doing next?
Oh, good question. So, as we've talked about already, it's about making things as quick, easy for our installers.
Yeah.
Time is not on their side. They are time poor, and expectation is becoming such a big challenge on them. Everybody wants everything tomorrow, and that's not always the reality. So how do you look at things not just from a product perspective, but through that whole chain? So product, service, how do you support in ordering, delivery to customers, and then also after sales care, technical support.
Very important. Yeah, very important.
Yeah, technical support and education, providing installation guides, training, those kind of things as well.
And you do quite a bit on training, don't you? So I know you're not here necessarily to talk about the Academy, but you've done quite a lot of work on the Academy over years. And, again, it's one of those places that I've visited and been ever so impressed with when I come away from it in terms of the effort that's put into the physical building of a place to learn. And you put a lot of effort into that over the years, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's core for us. It's one of our services, Service Plus, is that academy, that training, and we all like to impart our knowledge. And at Häfele, we are really lucky to have people who have worked for the business for 40 plus years.
Yeah, huge experience.
Huge experience. They've worked in the industry before and then come to Häfele, and we just want to share all that knowledge and experience that we've got. So. Yeah, the Academy is so important.
It's in all of our best interest to make this a healthy industry. It really is. No matter where you manufacture or who you fit or who you sell through, if the industry's doing well, we all do well, right?
Absolutely.
No brainer.
Absolutely.
Rachel, thank you very much for today. I really appreciate, two things. I appreciate the time you've taken to spend with us today, but also really more importantly, the incredible support you guys have given us over the years. It really does make a difference, I have to say. And I know in this sort of world that we live in, where there's lots of distractions and lots of things that can take our attention elsewhere, you have been very much at the forefront of supporting all things installation. And I have to doff my hat to you guys for that. It's been incredible, so thank you.
That's a great compliment. Thank you very much, Damian, and thanks for your support too.
Absolute pleasure. Guys, That was it. So that was the latest of our series here at InstallerSHOW 2025 live from Birmingham. Please keep tuned into BIK BBI TV on YouTube channel. We'll be sharing these posts via LinkedIn over the next few days as well. But do reach out if you want to connect with the guys at Häfele, you want to speak to us around all the things that we've discussed today, then please do join the conversation, get in contact, and yeah, let's make this industry a little bit better than it is today perhaps. Thank you very much for joining us, and speak to you soon.